Alright folks, I know it's been a while and this is going to be a relatively short one. I'm just going to post some stuff, but so you can see where I am here in Juno, Port Juno actually, and you see there's these two NPCs there. This is Segura and Monisset. So Segura is the person that you give your old level 50 gear to get it to upgrade to level 74 and then to level 99,109 gear, I think. Hang on. Actually, I think you can go straight. So, this stuff, right, is where I want to get to for a start. So the way it works is, you take your level 50 gear and you trade it to her. If you talk to her, by the way, you may have to get somewhere through Chains of Promethea. I'm not clear because I read on BG-Wiki you had to, and then when I came here, everyone's like, oh yeah, they removed Limpus from the game, and then they put in a high level 99 Limpus, so you don't need Limpus anymore. And I'm like, but I don't know if you need that for the NPCs. Point is, you may need to do Chains of Promethea to unlock this, but you can check by just coming and talking to her and seeing if she lets you do it. If she doesn't, go through Chains of Promethea until you find basically the Forgotten Capital on a frozen lake. You'll know it when you get there, trust me. Or you can BG-Wiki to find which one. But anyway, so you talk to her about artifact restoration. Then she'll tell you, if you want to upgrade this, this is what you need. A square of that, a spool of that, a square of that. So the third thing here that she says, the ether cotton or whatever, you buy that from the auction house. The Benedict silk, the Benedict yarn, and the ancient Beastcoins you can buy from the Curio Moogles in the vendors at the towns. I'll show you that in a minute. But see how that gets you the +1 level 74 gear. This was the stuff that people, I guess, would have maybe used at level 75. But anyway, you take that, so +1, and I'll try to record it when I do the next one because I'm almost done. And when I realized I could probably make a video of this because this is really confusing. But notice you don't trade everything to her. The Beastcoins are their own thing. You go down to, actually, it may not be an option here. Yeah, I think either you can give it to her there, or you can. There's either an option on the bottom if you have Beastcoins in your inventory, or you use the trade function. You trade all the Beastcoins first. So like just load her up with all the Beastcoins you need. You need 135 for a full set of gear. Then once you've done that, you trade, and you'll trade, say, the item, say, and then whatever the materials were. So like well, I've traded it all in already, but you know, the cloth, the other cloth, and the leather, right? And then she'll upgrade the item and she'll say, you know, come back at the next Vana'diel day. So see the clock in the bottom left corner of my thing? You can turn on time. I think it's like /time or /clock until you get it to show you the clock and the compass there. But it's at midnight that it turns over. So whenever that turns to 00, I can get the piece, right? And then I'll take that to this guy over here. So this guy, he'll tell you if I want to upgrade, let's see. So the level 50 stuff is artifact. I don't know what Imperium is yet. I'm guessing that's another set of job gear. I think it's like the third set maybe, or second, I don't know. But anyway, we're focused on artifact gear. So artifact gear, I want the hat, right? To get that, I have to give them the +1 hat, a square of Imperial silk cloth, and a phoenix feather. The Imperial silk cloth you can buy, I think, from the Curio Moogle. And the phoenix feather you can get from the auction house. So again, the second item. They'll say, though, that you need 5 copies of Rem's Tale Chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 for head, chest, glove, legs, and feet items. But you don't, you know how I said over, you know, that lady over there, Segura, you go from the level nothing to the level 1, or +1. Well, you can go straight from the regular one all the way to the super one, but it costs 10 copies of your Rem's chapter instead. This gets you to level 109 stuff. So the interesting thing with him is you trade him the whole set. So you trade him, you know, like the gear piece, then the cloth, and then the whatever the item is, but you also trade these directly. Now, you might notice if you talk to him, he has an option at the bottom that says Chapters of Rem's Tale, and you can store them. He'll say you can store them. You can trade them to him by themselves, and he'll hang on to them. This is if you're just farming a crap ton of them and you don't want to waste the inventory spot holding them. you can trade a bunch to him. But unlike Sagira, who you trade all the Beastcoins to by themselves to get your stockpile up and, you know, basically your banked amount, with Maniste, you trade them the, or her, maybe? Her, okay. You trade her the Rem's tails at the same time as the items, right? So let's go real quick over here, and I will show you where the Rem's tails you can get. You can get them from multiple places, from like a lot of different things I've read, but a lot of those things are really confusing to me, and I don't understand them. So here's where I got mine from. Let's see, Arganu. Nope, that's not it. Never mind. Kalushu. There we go. Maura. 1.1. Yes, please. And thank you, Mr. Crystal. Alright, so you get these. Sorry for the rambling, I'm just like straight up doing this in my head. I'm also going to link the BG-Wiki page, because once you see how this works, it makes more sense, I think. And when I was just trying to figure it out reading the pages, I'm like, this doesn't make any sense at all. But when I got the first piece to work, it's like, oh, so that's how it works. So if you've done any Ambuscade at all, which you should because it gets you decent gear, you can go rewards, and then hallmarks, not gallantry for some reason. You go all the way to the bottom, next page, all the way to the bottom, next page. Here are your Rem's tails. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 cost 100 hallmarks, which means for a full set of gear at the +5 rate, it's 2,500 hallmarks. If you want to do the +10, you can, but that'll be 5,000 hallmarks. But notice the 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 cost 300. When you select to buy, he'll ask how many you want, and you can say number up to whatever, so 5 of each, for example. In my case, 0. But you can buy those, and along with the gear, that'll get you from the +1 item to the next level up. So like healer +1 to Theophany. But where do you get the other items from? Well, I don't know about all of them, so I'm going to take you to the one that I know. Port Bastok Crystal 2. Yes, please, and thank you. So, quick history lesson. There used to be a thing at level 75, because this used to be upgrade to level 75 gear. That's why they're all 74. And there used to be a thing called Limbus, which I have not done yet. But apparently you got items from Limbus, you got these items, and that's how you upgraded the gear. Not that long ago, like within the last 2 years or so, they've removed Limbus from the game, and then they reworked it as max level 99 content. But because the level 75 version is gone, where did they put them? I think it scrolls materials. Bye. Well, here's the ancient Beastcoins. They're 1,000 each. And the other stuff, Benedict Silk and Benedict Yarn, in the case of my White Mage gear, is here. And you need 5 of each, 1 for each piece of gear. So that's, 10,000, 10,000, and what did I say, 135 of these for a full set, so 135,000. So that's like 155,000 gil for the whole shebang, which isn't bad, right? And then you can just buy the extra items that you need, and I'm sure the other jobs also have their items on this curio vendor. So that's where you get the Beastcoins, and that's where you get the items to upgrade to the level 75 one. This is why I think the level 75 one is worth upgrading. Like a lot of things I've seen said, oh, you don't have to go to the level 75, 74 pieces. You can just go straight to the level 99 pieces. And it's like, yeah, sure, but the Rem's tails are a lot harder for me to come by than, 135,000 gil. So I could just buy those. I bought the extra, add-on pieces that go with them. And then I traded him to the first person. I started with my hat down to my boots, and right now my boots are the last piece that I'm waiting on. And so as soon as I pick up the piece from the first person, I put in the next piece, and then I walk to the next person. So from Sagira, I take the old piece, and see, she'll say right now, like, it's not quite done yet. But once I get the... Oh, wait. What? Oh, it is after midnight. Cool. Okay, you can see this live. Cool. So I get that piece from her, and if I had another piece, I'd set it on, so like the chest piece, then the gloves, but the boots are the last piece. And then I navigate this thick crowd of people, and I go to this guy and say, hey, what's going on here? Oh, look, I got my level 99 pants. Now, this is only item level 109, only. The next step will upgrade to 119. I'll get to that in just a sec. So, again, I'll see here. All right, so we talk to him. We say, what do we got? Artifact equipment. My Theophany attire, Theophany duckbills. I need my +1, square of Imperial cloth, and oxblood, and 5 Rim's Tail, chapter 5. So, let's see, Imperial cloth, oxblood, Rim's Tail, chapter 5. Alright, so I go trade, my healer +1s, my, whatever that was, oxblood. I think I had to buy that from, that was the piece that I got from the vendor. Each thing has something you'll get from the vendor. And Imperial Silk Cloth, and Rim's Tail Chapter 5. All 5, and bam. What do we say? Thanks for bringing what I told you to. Can't imagine how many of us failed to listen. Also remember it takes time, so I had to wait until midnight the next day. But, a quick thing, so that you can see it here. I haven't done this part yet. This is the next part that I'm going to try to figure out once these finish. Cap. For the cap +1, I need the base one, and then a square of something, and an orb. I'm not sure where those come from. And then you need 8 copies of the Rim's Tail, so 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 for hat, chest, gloves, pants, boots. So, yeah. But that becomes 119, and then you can upgrade him from there, but I think you have to go somewhere else to do it, because if you look at him, he doesn't actually show you, come on, he doesn't show you anything past, so there's the basic set, and then there's the +1 set, and that's as far down as it goes, right? It doesn't go any farther. So I'm guessing, because you can keep upgrading it, you can upgrade +2, +3, and +4. I think that has to do with maybe Omen, which you need to finish Rhapsodies of Vana'diel for, which I have, which is cool and all, but you have to go there. I've done it once, and it was actually really fun. I had a group of people, my link shell, do it. But, and they're like, hey, we need another person. You want to come along? And I did. But you get these things called cards. Let's see. I think I put them at the bottom here. Let me check. Oh, wait, I saw them. Hang on. Yeah, these things. Paragon, White Mage, Paragon, Geomancer. You need those for that piece. I'm going to cut the video here, and I'm going to show you where on BG-Wiki this stuff is, so you can at least, like, figure it out yourself. But the point is, I wanted to show you this piece because seeing how the trade business works is good. And like I said, remember, trade all the Beastcoins first, the ancient Beastcoins first from the Moogle. You can buy the other parts and then get the you know, whatever the other item is off there. Let me swap cameras here because we're going to need that. So I'll be right back. Okay, forgive my brief departure. So this is a page up here, BG-Wiki, artifact, armor set. If you type in artifact, you find all these things. What we're looking for here is the +1. So you can click there, and we're here. You can go down to your armor set. I have the dark theme because bright lights hurt my eyes after long periods, and I like not having to do that after work. But, let me see here, Control-8. All right, so here's the number of Beastcoins you need for each thing. 30 for the hat, 40 for the chest, 20 for the gloves, 25 for the legs, and 20 for the feet. That's why I said you need 130 total Beastcoins. When I first saw this, I saw Ancient Beastcoin, and I didn't realize it was a number. So when I traded one in, it's like, you need more than that. I'm like, oh, okay. So that's where those all come from. Then the Benedict yarn and the Benedict silk, you can just buy 5 of each of those from the Moogle. And I think that's true of all these too. So like the temple attire set is like ancient brass and gold thread. And you get the idea. The first 2 items you can just buy. These 5 you will need to buy from the auction house, okay? You just got to do it. I don't know. Maybe there's a way. I think you can. I think there are a lot of crafted items. So maybe you've just like leveled crafting a lot. But if you haven't, just auction house. They're usually between, you know, the cheapest ones were like maybe 30K, which wasn't much. The highest one I had to buy was 100K. So like for the full set, I maybe spent 200 to 300K, which again sounds like a lot. But if you're spending those sparks you got on those shields and then selling them to the vendor, or you're spending those Unity points on the price powder and selling it to a vendor, you should have enough to cover that, right? And then obviously these two were, collectively, both of these columns were 20,000 and this was 135. So, 155 covers all of that. All right, so that's the trade to the level 1 stuff. Again, if you want to just do a whole bunch of Ambuscade or whatever and get like twice as many Rumstails, you can. But I would rather save that for this. So this is the Reforged stage. So Reforging takes you up to item level 109. That's the stuff that I'm getting right now. So again, you can take the level 1 item and 10 tails, or the plus 1, or the level 50, sorry, with 10 tails, or the plus 1 with 5 tails. And then we go, it looks like actually these are all the same item over and over again. So this first item you get from the Vender Moogle. So again, just straight up buy this from the Vender Moogle, the Curio vendor. And then these, auction house, right? And then our rims tails, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, right? We bought the 5 of those from our guy, and bam, we've got the level 99, item level 109 thing. So this is the page for that. Artifact armor, reforged, clicky there. So I'm guessing this is the plus 1. I'm going to look at it real quick. So these are the rims tail, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We'll need 8 of each of those. This is Raxa, and these are these slots. Now these, I did notice, maybe here, from the login campaign reward guy. You can buy rims tails for 150. By the way, if I'm going to get rims tails with login points, I'm going to do the 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 because those are 150. They're all 150. But these first 5 are only 100 hallmarks, and these are 300, so these are a better buy with these while using Ambuscade points for those 5. You can do what you want, but I'm just saying if you use login points, these 5 are the better buy. But also, this, and this are this, and this. So all of those you can buy from the login guy. They do cost 500 though. So, if that's worth it to you or not, I don't know. I'm going to look up where these actually come from and just try to figure it out. But I think they come from like special battle fights. You can also get them from something in ROE, but I haven't figured out how to get there yet. Well, actually, no, maybe that just comes from crafting. I wonder if I can buy these on the auction house. You might be able to just buy these from the auction house. Huh. Anyway, so that's where these will be, but they are reforged from a different person. And that's the important thing that I wanted to point out with the plus 1s here. These reforge, no, not the plus 1s. The plus 1s I got. These, the plus 2s, reforged from somebody else. This guy, Colistigures in Rice and Jima. I think that's one of the ones you go through the scintillating portal to get to, and that gets you the plus 1 to plus 2 and plus 2 to plus 3. But see, these things can go all the way up to plus 4, which is the current end level one. And I don't know what Apollyon is, so I can't tell you any of that. So that's beyond my ability. But the point is, you can get up to like plus 1, plus 2, I think fairly straightforwardly. It might just take a little bit of time, but and I'm going to have to look up where all this stuff comes from. I think these things right here are also on the vendor, like Anthroshell and stuff. I think I saw Anthroshell. I don't know, maybe it's not the same one, but we'll figure that out, right? And then the thread, I think maybe one of these things you can buy. So this comes from somebody, from something. Oh, Unity. I think it's a Unity normal monster. Interesting. So I might look up those and where those come from, and then also these are from. Oh, you can just buy them. I mean, that's expensive, but you can just buy them. Fascinating. I'll have to keep that in mind. Anyway, so hopefully this gives you some ideas and some information, and like I said, for me, I was reading all this, and this was all Greek to me. Like, you go to this vendor, and you do this, and you get these things. It's like, what do you, these, you can click all over the place to find where everything is, and then it's like, oh, I can just buy all these from the vendor, from the Curio Moogle. I can get these from the auction house, and then these from the Curio Moogle, and then the Rem's Tails, I can get these, the first 5 at least, easy from Ambuscade, and I get the second set of 5 from also Ambuscade or from login points. And I can get these from login points, and I'm going to check the auction house for those, because if I can auction house these, I might do that. But anyway, so, this gets you decent mid-gear. Like a lot of this stuff, the Theophany set, is in a lot of the ideal builds. And even if you don't have an ideal build, like all these gear set stuff, it's probably still decent to have like the +2 set or the +3 set. Like if you can get just the +2 set, that's probably not a bad place for you to be, to go from there to get more sets, or even to just, make a kind of custom set that does what you need to do to get you more stuff, So I don't know. It's kind of one of those things where it's like there's useful stuff to get out of this, and just having that artifact armor up is, I don't know, to me it seems cool. So I'm going to keep working on mine, and hopefully this made sense of something that was otherwise confusing, because like I said, I read these things over and over again, and I was like, I have no idea what this is. So it's nice to know and to understand, oh, you just trade these to those people, and so on. But like I said, you may have to do up through this mission. This says you have to get to there, and this one also says you have to get to there. So I don't know if you have to still, and that's old data, or if you don't have to. You get what I mean. So you may need to do this, but if you do, I mean, I did it. I just like over 2 weekends, I just kind of casually played the missions for a couple hours here and there on a Saturday and Sunday when I was off work, and here I am. So if I can do it, you can do it. I believe in you. Anyway, guys, that's it for now. Hopefully this helps some people, and maybe not, and I hope I wasn't too long-winded. So if you stuck around, thank you, and I hope you have a really great day and get you some awesome gear and stuff. So have a good one, guys. Later. Okay, a real quick addendum, by the way. This Sparks vendor you can go to, like this guy in Bastok. If you go down to items, you can also get Rem's Tails from him. They're 75,000 for the first 5, which doesn't sound terrible because you only need 5. They're 150,000 for the second 5, so that's a lot. But they are available there if you need them. Like if you need 1 or 2, or you can't get them any other way, or you're out of hallmarks but you're close to getting them, and you don't have anything else for sparks. Again, I recommend using those Archon shields and selling them to the vendor with sparks. But like this is an option if you figure out a good way to farm a bunch of sparks, you can do that. And if you go to I'm almost there. Hang on. Port Bastok number 2 again. Same place we were before. If you know Windhurst or Sandoria better, and those are your Sparks vendors and Curio Moogles, I mean, go for it. I just happen to know Bastok, so I'm doing Bastok. But the other option is, I think it's one of these guys here. Greeter Moogle maybe. Is it Greeter Moogle? Yeah. So you can check your campaign points. I can see how many I've got up there. Exchange points. If we go to 150, we find a lot of random things, but we can get our Rem's Tails here also. And if we go to, I think it was 500, that's where we can go to for those other things, maybe. Yeah. So that, and so on. You might be able to find these on the auction house. It looked like they were on the auction house. Or they had a category on the BG-Wiki page. If you ever look under the items, there's like a category, and you can see where on the auction house you can get them. So, I mean, this may be yet another option for you if you just have a lot of login points and you're trying to figure out how to spend them. because I've heard, you know, all my time while as a low level, oh, you know, you can spend login points for relic things. And I'm like, yeah, but how? Well, this is one way. So, between all this stuff, hopefully something helps you out. Have a good one.